15th annual Bringing the Noise for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Please give yourselves a hand. Thank you for once again making sure that this is an absolutely sold out show. We sold out on Friday, as you all know, so thank you for being here. It's been 15 years that we've been doing this event. 15 years ago, we started this event primarily for two reasons. Two simple and I think profound reasons that still are relevant today. First of all, we wanted to celebrate this very specific holiday in a very specific way that put young people at the center of the conversation around justice. That's point one. It's really important for us to have a celebration that reflects this generation and the generations that will always come. 15 years ago, it was different people, but the idea was still the same. The young people on the microphone, celebrating what today is about, celebrating this wonderful multicultural Bay Area that we live in, and taking a look at questions of justice. You guys down with that? Reason number one. But reason number two was to really take a look and to listen to what young people have to say about the barriers in front of them to get at justice. Like, what are the challenges that we all still feel around the ideas of justice, the things that Dr. King and so many other wonderful people have talked about and addressed in their work. And it's important to have young people's perspective on that, because when we talk about the future is rarely in the conversation. And so tonight we change that dynamic. Tonight we put young people at the center of the conversation. We talk about justice. We do it through art and creativity. And tonight we bring the noise together. You guys cool with that? Yeah. For those of you who have never been to an MLK event before, this is not a poetry slam. It is not a night of razzle dazzle. There will be no stage dives. Tonight is about storytelling. It's about young people revealing their truths, revealing themselves, and asking each other questions, and challenging all of us to be better than we are, to do better work than we do right now, and to strive to make this as great a society as it can be if we're all in it together, yeah? Yep. So, it's also most especially not about dumbing down ideas of who Dr. King was, watering him down, putting out pretty rainbows in the sky, because we know that that's really not what it's about. Right? As an organization, we have never ascribed to the idea of colorblindness. That's not what we're about, although we celebrate diversity. And if you look around in this room tonight, I mean, look how beautiful it is. Look at who's here tonight. Right? It's a wonderful thing that we celebrate. But this room does not reflect justice. Because the truth is that tomorrow, some of the young people in this room will go to some of the very best schools in the entire country, and some are going to go to the very worst. And so we all have to leave here tonight. This is the opportunity that we have together to work together, to listen to what young people have to say, to celebrate each other, to celebrate young people at the center of the conversation as real leaders for social change, and move forward together. Yeah? Yeah. Woo! Woo! So this is a celebration of what's possible, of what's the potential, of what happens when we give young people an opportunity to lead us all forward. That's what it's all about. So let's not water it down. Let's remember how radical the words were of Dr. King, and what made his words and his action, what drove him to that idea of radicalism, and what drives young people to speak about today. Let's open our eyes to those possibilities. Let's celebrate the young voices together, because together we can spark the imagination and creativity that can transform the nation, that can transform the educational system, that can transform the economy, that can transform the culture, that can do it all. Right? This is what we do tonight. Young people are unafraid to speak, just like Dr. King. So tonight is a celebration. It's a celebration of who's come before and what's to come next. Yeah? Put the future in the conversation about the future. Yeah? You guys good with that? Yeah. So I would share a little something with you tonight. I almost didn't make it here tonight. This would have been the first year in 15 years that I hadn't made it, because my wife and I were in the hospital the other day because our babies are on the way. And I do say babies purposely. And I really thought about this moment and what I think this moment has become. And so I am honored to have been a part of a celebration that has just grown, and that so many of you come out every year to just listen to young people. On a Monday night, we're selling out 1,000-seat theaters. To listen to young people talk about their lives through poetry is a very special thing that doesn't happen anywhere else in the country, anywhere else in the world. So it's something that we should honor together. And so I'm really excited tonight because I haven't seen any of the poems. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to hear. But I'm not going to let the night start until you show the poets that you're as ready for them as I am. Yeah? That I got out of hospital for that, because that was totally lame. Like, completely. So I want you guys, just for a second, to pretend that I am a 16-year poet out of the city of Oakland, California. As well as I used to do, because I don't think you heard me properly. I said I was a 15-year-old poet from the city of San Francisco, and I'm going to do everything I So let's do it like that all night. There's no intermission tonight. Let's change some things up. It's going to be a fantastic show. Let's get ready to bring the noise. Thank you for coming.